Always put on the mindset of an investor. And I've been doing that for the last 30 years, consulting for as many years, coaching businesses for the last 15 years. And I started a mentoring program to be able to connect leaders with trusted advisors to do business, refer business, joint ventures. Well, in order to have neuroplasticity, it's to be able to learn more things, to grow more neurons, to be able to expand more. And one of those is languages. I thought, let me just step into it. So I'm going to be doing French. I know Spanish, but I can always review that, and German, simply because I have those courses. All the 14 intelligences that have been discovered have a musical talent as one of those. And my thought is that as you enhance one of the talents, one of the intelligences, whether it's musical or creative or logical or communications, it enhances the entire brain. So there's a connection there. There's a way of doing that I'm finding that neurons in the brain stimulate other neurons, even though they may be of a different type of intelligence. So it's a whole area of learning coming up, specifically where the brain can actually enhance motor skills, enhance communication skills, and also emotional skills. Those three key components are coincidentally in the prefrontal lobe, which is the front of the brain, which handles all the logical, all the creative areas. The middle part of the brain, or the top part, handles the motor skills, which is physical, and the back part handles the sensory skills. Those three components, the linguistic, or which refers to the prefrontal cortex, the physiological refers to the motor cortex, and the emotions refers to the sensory cortex. All of those components are on the top of the brain. So you have the prefrontal, followed by the motor cortex, followed by the sensory cortex. They're all at the top of the brain. And I thought, now, is that a coincidence or well, it's a discovery. Obviously, it's not a coincidence. We all have it that way. So all of those are the three top components for anything that makes it important for us as human beings. Now, of course, the other two things that are left out are the gustatory, or the taste, or the smell. Those are more internally in the brain. So here's the discovery I'm starting to realize, is that if we get better at all of those, that we get really sharp in our brain with creativity and logistics and languages and communications, and we have our physical capabilities enhanced, and we show up with a high level of emotion, whatever that means in terms of maybe sensitivity, which responds to, I think, the communications here. She's highly sensitive to all of these aspects. Those are the three components that matter, or that are important as we show up in the world. And so if you can highlight or expand those three components, those, I refer to them as internal rewards. If you can highlight those and get really good at that, then the rest of the world rewards us with either money or honors, or we show up better in the world. So that's the thing that I'm starting to discover, that not only there's a correlation there, but there's a way to stimulate those three different cortexes, the prefrontal cortex, the motor cortex, and the sensory cortex, stimulated externally. A correlation of all those three areas that I'm starting to center in and be able to really understand that a lot better, and how to stimulate all those three areas so that there's better performance.